Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lauren. Today is my last video of Vlogmas. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve of 2023, but even though this is the last episode of Vlogmas, I also look at this as a first video leading into my refreshed health journey going into 2024. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that I have been working on my own personal health for the last few years. I successfully lost 80 pounds following the WW Blue plan a couple years ago before having my second daughter. At the beginning of 2023, I set a bunch of goals ahead for myself. I have not made a lot of progress in regards to weight loss and getting back to the pre-baby weight that I was, as well as continuing that journey for me of continuing to lose weight. I have maintained about a 50-pound weight loss from my highest weight, but I'm looking to make more progress in the next year. I feel like in my lifetime, I've been on all the fad diets. I've done cleanses and water fasting and every diet in the 90s and 2000s diet culture book. But it wasn't until I started Weight Watchers, the WW plan, in the fall of 2020, where I saw significant success and maintained weight loss, as well as carried over some lifestyle changes that have helped me maintain and keep working on losing. And I think the reason behind that is that Weight Watchers, even though, yes, some people consider it still a diet, I like to think of it as a lifestyle, and it's taught me a lot just in using the program about proper portion sizes, about which foods I should be eating more of, which foods are still okay, because all foods are okay, there's no good food or bad food, but foods that should be more occasional foods or just sometimes foods. And it's been a subtle way of kind of leaning into all of those changes that have allowed me to maintain that 50-pound weight loss. So for any of you worrying, I'm not abandoning Weight Watchers, not yet. I am open to change and other things maybe in the future if things don't continue to work. To be honest, over the last year, since the beginning of 2023, when I restarted my weight loss journey, I have gained and lost the same like 10 to 15 pounds over and over again in small increments. Like I would gain 4 pounds, lose 2 pounds, lose 3 pounds, gain 5 pounds, lose 2 pounds, gain 10 pounds over a couple months. And I've just been playing that game. And I think a lot of that goes back to the fact that I don't know that my mind has been truly at it the last year. So last year when I did it's the start of the year and start of my new health journey on January 1st of 2023, I had an 8-month-old baby at home. I think I was wanting to get recommitted, but didn't realize on the inside how I just did not have the mental and emotional capacity to truly devote that time to myself and get invested in my health journey again. A lot of you have said over my last few videos, seeing the more vlog style content, I look so much happier, and that since we did a big move in the last 6 weeks, we moved from Georgia to Texas. My husband has a new job. He's home a lot more. We have a lot more balanced family time. Speaking of family time, if you hear that in the background, my husband decided now would be the best time to mow the backyard. And I'm sitting by the windows in the kitchen. So if you hear that in the background, Josh is mowing. Because down here in South Texas and Houston, you have to mow your yard even in December. Anyway, a lot of you have mentioned in the comments you've noticed a change in me, and I do think a lot of that is the move and more family balance time. I feel like I've had more rest in my life, that deep exhaustion of not just not getting enough sleep when you have a baby under the age of 1, but also like the exhaustion of kind of being a solo parent a lot, when even when you are married, your spouse works a lot or is gone traveling for work, and you're kind of like the only parent on duty. And I know there's a lot of single parents out there that do this all the time, and that's not to take away from your experience, but just for me, I felt so drained, and it was just an area of my life of being truly committed to a health change and eating change and counting my points daily and really working on and tracking my weight loss. It just was not happening for me. No matter how much I wanted it to, I felt like there was something that wasn't clicking, and I wasn't feeling like I was fully present. I was almost going through like a clouded state. And I think a lot of that now, when I look back on it, is still just being so early in the postpartum phase. There's actually a creator on TikTok, her name is Lindsay Girk, I believe, and I have followed her for a while, but she put this in a way that just made so much sense to me all of a sudden. And she may not be the originator of this idea, she's just the one who I heard the message through. But she talks about the fact that when flamingos, both the male and females, can lose their pink coloring while raising their young because it's an intense process that much of their food and their energy goes into raising their chicks and their babies. And something that she started saying from that is, hey, mamas, it takes so much when you have little kids that you are raising. We sometimes lose some of ourselves. And I think that truly happened with me. I also think I may have had a bit of postpartum anxiety or depression that was, even though I asked about it with my doctors and stuff, maybe was never diagnosed, and I was working through that. I feel like I can see it in my own videos going back. Like I watch a video and I think, that doesn't seem like me. It's me, but it doesn't seem like me. I feel like when I was filming it, I was in a haze. But something that Lindsay put out there in some of her messages about this idea relating moms and dads to flamingos losing their coloring while they're raising their young, and we lose a little bit of ourselves and how we feel as people just with the tasks that are included in raising little babies and toddlers. And eventually, as they grow older and are a little bit more self-sufficient and they need us in a different way, they still need us, but they need us in a different way, we start to get our color back and we start to get ourselves back and the feeling of ourselves back. Nora just turned 20 months, and I feel like in the last 2 months, I am finally starting to feel like I'm getting myself back. And I had an outline written for this video and I didn't think I was going to get emotional. This came out of nowhere. Spilling the tea, drinking my tea. We're doing the tea. I really resonate with that whole story, and I feel like you guys are starting to see me come back into myself and sharing my experiences, myself, my journey with you all in a way that you can relate to and feel like you have a friend doing this journey together. That's really why I created this channel. Was we moved to Atlanta from the Chicagoland area for my husband's job when my oldest daughter was only 1. And I went through an entire year feeling so lonely and kind of isolated. It was my first time being a stay-at-home mom. I had left my full-time job when we moved. And as someone who has struggled with their eating and their weight my entire life since I was a child, I gave in to a lot of those, I would say even like addictive tendencies of eating for emotional comfort. And that's how I got to my highest weight. I gained over 40 pounds in the span of like 3 months. And once I started on the program, I started feeling better about myself. I realized by watching other YouTube channels when I was learning how to follow the Weight Watchers program and get some inspiration, that there needs to be more people out there, including moms. I had such a hard time finding any other creators that were also moms with little kids trying to balance motherhood and the journey of health and weight loss and family life. So that's kind of where I started this channel, was to document and kind of find a community and relate to others who are going through the same thing I am, to help inspire but stay inspired and on track myself, keep myself accountable. And I just feel like finally the cloud of postpartum motherhood, which is wonderful in and of itself, but it's also very, very difficult. It's finally lifting, and I feel like I'm at a place where I can give attention not only to my kids and my family and being that mom and wife for them, but I can also start giving back a little bit more time to myself and investing in myself, in my health, in our future as a family together of being healthy, and finding a great balance between enjoying things, because you guys know I love to cook, we love to eat, but finding that balance between enjoying those things and maintaining balance in our daily life of being healthy. So along with that, thank you, and Lindsay will never see this, but if you ever do, thank you so much for bringing that message to me and so many other moms out there. It was so relatable and really touching. I will tag her TikTok account below if you guys want to check her out. I think she's on Instagram too. I'll tag her stuff below. So I guess moving on from there in today's video, I'm looking ahead at my New Year's goals, like my 2024 goals. I'm not as big into resolutions because that makes it feel like there's a deadline. and like a homework project to turn in. And I see my health journey more as a progression. It's something that I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, always working towards better health and wellness and better balance in my life. It's not something that I will attain after I lose X amount of weight. Even though weight loss is definitely a goal for me, specifically and personally, that needs to be a goal for me in my health. I don't feel like I'm at a healthy weight right now. So weight loss is definitely kind of one of the main points that I want to look forward towards with goals, but also having more energy and stamina to play with my kids, to run around with them and enjoy this part of their young lives where they actually want to play with me before they get too cool. And again, hitting that area of balance where I'm feeling like I'm eating well, I have physical wellness, I have mental and emotional wellness, I have rest in my life, finding a way for all that to kind of come together. So that being said, some of the research and reading I've been working on for the last few weeks, just to kind of get my head around how and where I want to start off 2024 as a fresh start, I've been looking into, like, I feel like throwing it back to a middle school health class, the pillars of health. Because again, that idea of balance is so important to me, especially as a mom of 2 young girls. I want to teach them, you know, it's not about just how you look in a mirror and being thin. It's about truly nourishing your body, having an active body, taking time to rest and be creative and just have an overall feeling of wellness in your life. But I found one version, because there are many versions out there of the pillars of health, anywhere from like 3 to like 8 to 10 to 12 pillars of health. The one I liked that I want to focus on the areas of is a 5 pillars of health broken down into mindset, movement, nutrition, sleep, and stress management. I may throw like a bonus number 6 in there, especially since we've recently had a big move as a family, moving from Georgia to Texas, and that's social health, which would be, you know, making new relationships as well as fostering old ones and keeping up with quality time and good communication with my spouse and with my children. So, but going back to the 5 pillars of health I want to focus on, for the area of mindset, I want to look towards yoga, breathing, meditation, or maybe even something as simple to start out with is having a positive mantra, keeping myself in a positive mindset, which we all know when you're on something as hard as a weight loss or health journey can really keep you motivated and looking at the positive of it, because we all know that it is an uphill battle. It is 3 steps forward, 2 steps back sometimes, but in the end, you can make it there. You just have to keep positive and keep on your goals. With the pillar of movement, I want to not just get back into fitness, but I want to find an activity that's physical and will help with my fitness that I enjoy. Now, I enjoy going on daily walks with my baby. We have so many wonderful playgrounds in our new neighborhood, and the weather is so lovely most of the year until the middle of summer, when it's apparently going to be hotter than, you know. And that's not to say I want to take away from that. I still think daily walking is really great for our body and our health. But I want to find an additional activity, and something I bought that Josh and I are going to set up tonight so I can start on January 1st using it is a rebounder. If you don't know, a rebounder is basically like a personal sized fitness trampoline. The one I bought uses bands instead of springs. It's great for people who don't want to put too much stress on their joints and still get a great workout in. It gives you a great workout in a fraction of the time of like walking or running or being on a treadmill, because you're jumping. It's supposed to be really great for your lymphatic system, I believe. So it's something I've seen a bunch of people get into, and I'm kind of excited about it. So yeah, I'm really excited for my new rebounder and finding something fun to get me physically active. I'm gonna make a whole separate video on my first 30 days using a rebounder. So make sure you're subscribed and keep following along to see those results and like how all that is going to work into my health journey. If you're interested in following me on that journey and trying something new, I'll put a link to the rebounder that I have, as well as some information on it in the description box below. Pillar 3, nutrition. My longtime subs know where we're going with this. We're going to do WW. Weight Watchers has worked for me in the past. I think it can work for me in the future. The biggest issue I've had with mine lately is I was worried it wasn't calculating my points out for me correctly post breastfeeding. So when you're breastfeeding, you get extra points a day because you need more calories and nutrition to support breastfeeding. But when I removed the breastfeeding option under my profile, it changed my points, but not as much as I was expecting it to. And I felt like whenever I was eating the amount of points the app calculated for me, I was eating too many and not losing weight. And that's kind of, I think, a lot where even the times I was strictly following and on top of WW last year, I was struggling to lose anything. I'm gonna try putting my faith in the app one more time. I'm gonna try and reset my profile, see where it brings me to with points. That'll all be in my day one back on WW video coming up. I'll share all those details then with you guys, but I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna give it another try. If I feel like it's still a struggle for me, maybe I'll try switching over to calories, which I have done in the past, or I've done them both at the same time in the past, just to kind of compare where my points to calories are sitting. So we're gonna give that a try. One thing I'm gonna do in addition to counting WW points and being on Weight Watchers is I am going to be watching my protein intake. Now, I have talked about getting enough protein in from day one. I know how important it is, especially when you're trying to lose weight, is eating enough protein. And I do struggle with that sometimes, but instead of just having a rough idea in my head about I need to eat more protein, I wanna get more specific. I'm gonna have a specific number of grams of protein that I'm gonna eat every day for a goal, and I want to include protein in every single meal, snack, etc. of the day. Pillar number 4 being sleep. I need to start letting myself remember it's okay to rest. I'm a go, go, go person. I have my lists of things to do and I like to get stuff done. Every time I find myself sitting down to take a rest or a moment for myself, I kind of get that anxiety build up inside of me that you're sitting is wrong. You have a whole list to do, go do something. And I just don't stop. It drives my husband absolutely crazy on the weekends. But I'm going to try to be better about finding a way to rest and get more sleep. I'm gonna try for 8 hours a day, which I think is actually very doable for me if I can actually commit to doing a bedtime of like 10 or 10:30 p.m., which is when Josh and I normally try to go to bed. My kids wake up, I have to wake Lila up for school around like 6:30, 6:40. So I think that should be doable. If, you know, I'm going to bed by 10:15 and waking up at 6:15 before I have to wake her up, that should be 8 hours. Sleep math. Pillar number 5 is stress management. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel stress is like just a very slow trickle for me, but then all of a sudden it builds up and I explode and I just am over everything and I hit a wall where I feel unproductive, like I can't do anything. I'm so overwhelmed all of a sudden and I just shut down. And I want to start finding a way to incorporate that pillar of stress management into a daily task for myself. Not a task like putting something more on my list, but finding time in the day, like maybe during Nora's nap time and when Lila's at school, where instead of bustling to my next thing on my list to check off, I sit down for 15 minutes and I find an activity or something that I enjoy, whether it's taking a rest on the couch, 15 minutes, close my eyes, do some breathing, take a little rest for 15 minutes. Maybe it's coloring or painting or some other kind of creative outlet. Those are the kinds of things that like make me feel at ease and help like rejuvenate my soul. I shared a little bit of that with you guys when I shared my cookie video for Christmas. I just loved decorating cookies. Although I think on a health journey, I probably need to find something different other than cookie decorating. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have tons of cookies in the house. So I think coloring and painting are also things I've enjoyed in the past that I should maybe try to get back into as a great option for stress relief. Other stress relieving things are obviously physical activity, but I've already talked about incorporating that into the day, or doing like a 20-minute yoga video on YouTube. Those are always fun. So those are the 5 pillars of health that I am looking to incorporate into my daily life as I move forward on my health journey of 2024. Again, I have goals for weight loss, for more physical stamina, for being a more balanced, healthy overall person. Let me know in the comments below, what are you guys putting on your goals list? Do you have any areas of health that you want to work on or have questions or want to see more videos on for ideas? Thank you so much for being here and for following along with this next chapter of my health journey. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss out on my upcoming health journey videos. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. The next one coming up should be day 1 on my new health track, so make sure you check that out. And until next time, Happy New Year. Bye.